Sunflower Diversified. They're applying for a grant for the transportation things through KDOT. You can read that letter on the side. I have tax roll corrections, a contribution request from the Southwest Kansas Area Agency on Aging. And that's all I have.
Morning.
Morning.
Well,
Have a chair.
have chair for everyone.
What on the Southwest Kansas
A
Agent?
contribution.
We pay it every year, don't we? I mean, they pay us for it every year.
Shirley, Nancy Smith called me, she got it too, she's on that board.
What is $900?
I found that letter right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, that's what it said.
I'd make a motion to go ahead and support the Southwest Kansas on Aging.
I'll say.
We move to second to support this Southwest Kansas Aging, all in favor, say aye. Aye.
Can you move that back right there? That's the sunflower.
I'll do these now.
Yeah.
See the ground out there, can't you?
Yeah, at least for a little while.
That starts in good.
Till tonight.
This don't go there.
When was it, California? They said they had 11 feet in places. Or down to-
Nevada,
Yeah. If I
they
could
said
imagine.
there's a place in Nevada that over a square mile, the city is completely underwater.
But I'm
They
thinking,
built that city right below it, hey,
I'll just go ahead and make
I
a
mean,
motion.
without power, you hook your generator up, then you get 11 feet of snow, you're gonna be covered up, it's not gonna go.
I'll go ahead and make a motion. We do these tax rolls corrections.
I second motion.
we move second. Approve the tax roll corrections, all in favor, say aye. Aye.
It's all oil.
Okay. Gentlemen,
Ready? Morning, gentlemen. Appreciate you meeting with us today. I hollered at Glenn here last week and told him that maybe we ought to come in and visit with you. We've had something that's kind of snuck up on us, or I don't know what better term to use it, and it's probably because we have two new county agents here and a board. We have a minivan that's got 30,000 miles on it. 103. 103?
103,
Oh,
I'm sorry.
okay. All right, 103. And it's getting old and it's nickel and diming us to death, and we need to be looking at replacing it. And to be honest with you, we haven't built that into our budget replacement cost for a vehicle. And Glenn was under the impression that in the past, they'd kind of just come to the county at the time and said, hey, can you help us? And there's been some help. Well, in visiting with me, I found out that, no, it probably didn't work that way.
Not that
So,
I could find.
yeah,
You
that
would-
she
you
can-
would know-
Yeah, it's,
you-
No.
okay,
Never-
so
never have.
we've kind of painted ourselves into a corner. And we've got some money to put towards the purchase of a vehicle, but we don't have enough to buy a vehicle and replace it. And probably, they're still using it around here. What's getting them into trouble, maybe the long trips or the trips with the kids. You know, it's just not as reliable.
That's not purchased through K-State or anything?
No, it's
But
county.
the other one, we never have purchased a vehicle.
Well, you have probably, it just came out of the budget. The county, like the county extension board had enough carryover over the years or time that's where it came from. K-State, we get about 33,000 a year from K-State, and that's mainly salaries, publication, things like that. The rest of the operating expenses is county money, and it's up to the board to build that in. And visiting with Needy the other day too, when I talked to her, probably in 98, that van's a 98 model. I think probably what happened in 98 is how they were able to how they came up with the money then was, in 95, Colin Laddison was here for 21 years, I think, or something like that. Well, when he left, that left quite a bit of savings in salary. And by the time he was replaced, there's normally about a 6 to an 8 month lag or more between when somebody leaves and you get somebody hired. So there's quite a bit of salary savings there. Well, in the time Connell left in 95, up until 2001, I was a fourth agent in here as an ag agent. So you figure 95 to 2001, with 4 other new people in there, there was about probably 3 years, or 2 or 3 years where there wasn't an ag agent in the office, so there was quite a bit of savings during that time period. And I would suspect that's probably how that money was built up to buy that van. Like I say, not being here during that time period, I don't know that, but I know that from prior counties, working when I was in a different county, that's how we were able to buy vehicles, and when agents leave, you build up money. What we've done in other counties we're at, was went to the commissioners if we didn't have enough in, and say, we found a vehicle, or needing to do something, do you have any extra money out of your general fund you can transfer over? Sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. I guess, and visiting with Justin, this is gonna be his last meeting this Wednesday night, and he will go off the board. And I think what the board's kinda wanting to know is a plan of attack. We're gonna have to replace the vehicle sometime, because it is, like I say, starting, we've got some trouble with the fuel gauge where it doesn't always read the same. You can shut it off, turn it back on, and it may have a lot less than what you thought it had. Some of the electrical things, windshield wipers are getting where they, when you turn them on intermittent, they'll work for a while, then they may stop, turn them off, start them again, they'll work for a while, but if they work on full speed continuously, we priced fixing that, that'll be about $500 to fix that. The fuel gauge, I never had priced it, but I would suspect you're looking at probably, everything seems to be about $500, it seems like, when you're talking fuel system as far as that. Like some of the electrical locks aren't wanting to work right and that kind of thing. But I guess the board's kind of wanting to know, do they need to kind of put some money in the budget to start putting toward a vehicle? Or how would you, as commissioners, how do you want to handle it, I think is what.
Yeah, that's what we, because, you know, we've gone 10 years with this vehicle. Part of the reason that is like Glenn said, you know, we didn't have an agent for a couple, so the miles are down. Now we've got 2 agents, the miles are gonna go up. You know, do we need to just plan on levying so many dollars to replace that vehicle every 7, 8 years now? That's what we're looking for. I just need to go to the board Wednesday night and say, hey, this is gonna be our plan of attack, because right now we don't have a plan.
Do you have any, like, set up like a capital improvement in your
Capital
budget?
outlay we could do.
Capital outlay.
What we have done, or we did go price vehicles earlier, about May, June of this last year, get some prices to see where we're at. They ranged anywhere with like program vehicles with 20, 30,000 miles, ranged anywhere from about 17,000 all the way up to about 26,000, depending on what you wanted on them, that kind of thing, or what they had or could come up with. Trade-in on that van was $1,500. That was pretty much consistent between about 4. We started out in Pratt, Hutchison, and Great Bend, different dealers. And $1,500 was pretty much what their trade-in was all the way across the board. Just like say,
You give it to them, in other words.
yeah, pretty much.
I just walked around and it's not, appearance-wise, it's not a bad-looking van. And these 3 hubcaps, it's got a little scratch on the right rear fender, but it's not dented. I mean, it's not.
Yeah, it's not rusted out better.
No, it's
I mean,
really
it's just
not. And it
not-
really drives fine. It just, like I say, it's got some issues, reliability issues, and it just, for myself or Amy driving by ourselves around county isn't a big deal. But if you're taking kids to Manhattan, Rock Springs, or we've got an active shooting sports program where they travel quite a bit to different shoots and things, and they've been taking it, that you've got some reliability issues.
It's used more than it used to be, then you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what happens. These 2 are starting to put some.
Well, because I figured out, or did some looking several years ago, kind of figuring out what it was costing us a year to own the thing. And there were several years where about 11,000 miles of what it was getting put on it, just averaging out over. But a lot of that time though, again, we're down to 1 agent at the time. Because Tracy was here by himself from 98 to 2001. And then I was here when Tracy left until Amy came for about a year. So there was a lot of time where just one person was driving it.
Well, it'd be better just to keep it then, just for, just rather than trade the thing off. If you need more people to go and not just put liability on, forget about it, too. Can you use an extra one just sitting around like that till very often?
Well, you're looking, the insurance on is about $800 a year.
For liability?
Well, I don't know about
I
liability.
mean, if you just use something like that, it's just got to haul around kind of money, you might as well incorporate that whole.
I mean, that would be something, and, because there's a lot of times if I'm going out in the field, working with producers, I'll take my own vehicle just because that van on these roads, you know how they are. They drag and things like that, so a lot of times when I've got my tools and my shovels and stuff a lot in my truck, so I don't transfer things around. So there are a lot of times I just take my own on some of those, so there would be some potential. I mean, if you
That's-
had it.
That's
sitting
your,
Yeah.
that's just thinking about it more than you get out of the thing.
around- Yeah,
Well, you're right, $1,500, I mean.
to run around the county in, and if you did buy a good one, just use it for.
Use it for more for the good
Right,
ones,
take
not
the
the
long
other.
trips, and there are some counties that do that. They'll buy a 15-passenger van, just let it set. To me, that's not very economical either, especially 15 passengers.
Right.
But that's some things they do is they'll leave those vehicles set and then they'll use the other, like a mini pickup or something else for the long trips. I mean, not for long trips, just around the county.
And, you know, we don't have, we can put a vehicle allowance in our budget, that's not a problem. You know, the biggest problem is, it's gonna take 4 or 5 years to get enough money in that to get this first one. You know, the short time frame here, right here is the problem. You know, 5, 6 years from now, that's not gonna be an issue if we start building it into our budget.
And there are some, and that's, what some counties will do, and it's just, every board is different. I mean, just like, you know, commissioners, everyone works differently. Like Edwards County, but every 4 years, they trade their vehicle. And I don't know if, and then like the last vehicle they had only had 60,000 miles, which may not have been a good deal, but that's just the policy they set. And that way, every 4 years, they're trading. And, some counties do that, some don't. They don't run them until they get all the goodie out of them and then trade. And that's just something everybody does differently.
And we do have some money right now.
Figuring probably 10 to 12,000 is probably what we could come up with today.
We just can't buy the whole thing, and we're not asking you to buy the whole thing either. We've got some money, we just don't have enough for it. And I know when we sent Glenn, he did price some new ones versus,
We looked at
Used
Chevys, Chryslers, or Chrysler Dodge products, and even Hondas. And so, like I say, they were all pretty much in that, anywhere from, if a new one was up around that 26,000, programs were 16 to 21, just depending. And some of them had more than what you wanted, but that's just what they had, this type thing, you know how it goes.
I think the programs carry warranties as well, don't they?
Normally the 3 or 36 or whatever, and some of the newer vehicles, like, and I don't know about Chrysler, they've got that new powertrain lifetime, but
100,000 mile, the lifetime gets it, yeah.
yeah, but on program vehicle, I don't know how that would work, because it's normally just the original owner, so I don't know how that would work. And that all came out after we checked on the other.
I know, I've had pretty good luck with program cars.
That's the
'Cause
last
I just-
3 I've had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stand the layout.
Yeah, the last 2 we bought when I was in Barber County were program vehicles, we got along fine with too.
I don't know that I'll ever own another new one.
Well, I think you should get the ball rolling and, you know, get some more quotes and we'll see what we can do.
yeah. Well, that's, like I say, like Glenn said, I'm not gonna say served my time.
Just 4 years.
But my 4 years on the board is up as of Wednesday night, and I
Well,
just want to.
you're probably going probation for a year or two.
Yeah, he's already threatened that.
Actually, normally the boards are like that, you recycle them about every
Yeah.
year, every year you bring them back on for more off a year, but this really hasn't done that, Stafford County, at least in the last 6 years.
Yeah, I've met a lot of new faces. I've actually really enjoyed this board.
But if you have somewhere between 10 and 12,000, you think?
Yeah,
About, for another 10,000, I think we could come up with a
Yeah.
pretty nice vehicle that would serve the purpose, and like I say, and that would be one of those, like I said, if that's something the commissioners, you guys, I mean, 'cause you may hear, well, they've got 2 vehicles sitting there. Well, as long as you can live with that and use the other one just to run around in, type things around the county and something like that.
$1,500.
and
Well,
it,
that was just sort of out there, but if you got to pay
Well,
liability
and
insurance on
insurance.
it.
Yeah, but like I say, full
Same the
coverage
good one
on,
for long trips and
like I say,
stuff.
full coverage on it is around
Yeah.
$800 a year.
and it would sure extend the life of the one we purchased too. And save us miles there, so.
Just use
And
it
these-
for other county trips or things where you're taking
Yeah.
people on.
Yeah. So, yeah. Well,
So do you, I guess what, do you want us to go get some quotes and bids and then come back to you
Yeah.
then? Is that what I'm hearing?
I would guess
I
that.
would think.
Yeah, but we could, how we could, I don't know, we could,
I don't know, is there any place in the budget where it can come from?
We'll
That's-
have to look at it and see.
I know, like say, other counties, they just comes out of their general fund if they have it in there.
We don't have it in there.
And that's the problem, yeah, and that may be the issue,
yeah.
yeah. Because the last vehicle we bought when I was in Barber County, well, when I was the last one, the one before, we went to the commissioners and had prices on them, said if we buy it now, we can do it for $4,000. If we wait till the next year and put it in our budget, we're gonna need $10,000. And that's where they were able to come forward. I mean, that was kind of a no-brainer type thing, and that's kind of where we're at now, if you've got the wiggle room. But if you don't, then.
I guess we'll have to just check and get back to you and let you know that.
Well, we'll start the process, and we might be able to even get a better deal if we don't have the trade-in. You know how that goes.
Probably
Yeah, a lot of
so.
time.
We'll find out some of you.
Especially-
Probably don't know that $1,500 will cost you anything, normally, it's
Yeah.
you're definitely gonna get it for it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you,
All right,
gentlemen.
okay,
Appreciate it.
thanks for coming in. Doris, how are you?
Well, I have another contract with the state for another grant. This is for the pandemic flu preparedness grant. It's $5,539, and I have no idea when I'm spending.
But you gotta spend it on flu vaccine.
No, I can't use for vaccine. I don't know when I'm spending on.
Cipro.
Can't stockpile that either. So I don't know.
Band-Aids.
Aspirin.
Band-Aids, I already bought masks. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, so it's gonna be interesting.
Well, can you buy equipment to prepare for it, all the type,
Like what?
office equipment, any type?
Maybe. I don't know.
Computer.
Yeah.
Well, I was told mine's getting ready to shuck the other day. so
Oh,
maybe I'll-
there you are.
There you are.
The other thing I would like to do is upgrade my phone. And I'd like to get one that you can get internet on because when Greensburg had their disaster, she said it would have been really great not to have to run your computer to be updated from the state on what's going on. Just get it on your phone. But I looked at them, I don't know if it's expensive, but I could probably use this and the bioterrorism. And then I think I should probably start paying the county part of it too, because you obviously know I use it
Mhm.
personally. So I think what I should pay some of that myself.
But you might be able to use some of this money for that, for it's gonna be an
Uh-huh.
emergency, right?
Yeah, so I think to get one of the, I looked at, it was like, one of them was like $400 with $100 rebate. And the other was
What's
like
monthly on that?
$250. I don't know, I didn't get that far, that part scared me so bad.
You gotta have it.
She ran out the
You
door.
I gotta go I have to go to Hutch Thursday, so I think I'll just check it all till again.
Now, is this the one you throw and it sticks in the wall or a car fender? Or
No,
you seen that?
is there one of those?
Yeah,
No, I don't have one of
it's a
them.
razor.
No.
You get a card, goes in,
business
it gives you
with
a
Pratt?
half.
Huh?
Have you ever done any business down at Pratt Hotel?
Are they better than,
They've been off good with me,
have they?
and they're closer. I won't go to Barnard.
Yeah. I used to go to Great Bend and they closed that one I used to go to.
Is that
Right
Radio
now, so-
Shack that has the Altel,
There's,
just north end of Pratt?
Yeah.
So I might check into that. Like I said, it's gonna be interesting.
I guess I'll go ahead and make this motion, you ready for this, enter into this contract, Stafford County Health Department and KDHE, pandemic flu.
And really, here's the work plan, and there's only 6 tasks, and most of them are, have to do the local influenza task force. Recruit members, work with the local task force, complete the 3rd pandemic planning self-assessment, convene meetings quarterly. Yeah, there's nothing, there's only
Yeah.
6 tasks.
I'll second that motion.
Moving second, but we don't, okay, this contract, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So creative financing.
About third page down, you find it, okay?
Yeah.
These are 2007 health statistics. That's 7. One for you.
this is a total down here that, this far, right there, that's a total that you,
That's total encounters for 2007.
a little less than 2,600.
Yep, a little bit.
In 2005, when I come 2005 was so high.
I don't know. Is that the year we had 2 health fairs? See, I didn't count health fair in here this year.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know how many we had through there.
Because it's handled different, that's probably why.
Maybe, I don't know.
Because you had a head count out there at the health fair, probably didn't you?
And I didn't put it in here.
That
So
might
maybe
be-
that's the difference.
That's probably the difference would be.
In 2005, we had that women's health fair, and then we had the regular health fairs. Maybe that's what it was.
Well, it's steadily been going up anyhow, hasn't it?
Yep.
It's like-
Yep, and so is the income. There's income. It's just what I just keep track of the deposits that we send out, includes the grants and everything. That's the way mine's been. I don't know if it agrees with Nita's or not.
When did you take over, Joe?
When did I take over the health department? 1997. January 1st, 1997.
This has just been the time you've been in here, right? Okay. That's going up every year too then.
Well, some years it's kind of flattened out, but. And the only other thing I had is, Lisa Milton brought me this, said she's brought it to me before. Are you like not interested in it?
Are you?
I don't know, it looks kind of like it'd be beneficial to some people. I don't know, I guess it's just about for anybody, it doesn't say you have to be uninsured, does it? Can be anybody.
No, it's just a $400 fee to enroll. I did, you know, it's PR. I mean, if you go to a pharmacy, any pharmacy's got
Well,
some kind of,
the other thing is, and I didn't know this till the other day, was, you know, Walmart's got all these $4 prescriptions, and if you go to Dillon's and tell them you want the Walmart price, they give it to you.
yeah.
Which I didn't know that. So I thought that was a pretty good deal.
And then Walgreens is starting some kind of a program. They have over 4,000 prescriptions available for, you know, for a few dollars.
Do they? Oh, well, people just need to start going there.
Yeah.
We did have one lady come in the other day who lost her insurance, and she's on probably 6 really high, I don't know, she's kind of been fine. I got her on the farm worker program, but that's not gonna pay much. I pay 1 month for, I think there's a $150 cap.
Yeah.
So she might get 1 month, one time, one pill, and prescription. So then we're gonna try and get her on the free, pharmacy company, so the doctor
Yeah.
fills out paperwork,
Yeah.
they keep the prescriptions for nothing, so she's working on that too. Anyway. Any questions?
Just, you know, some of the companies are very easy, you know, just
Some of them
a
aren't so
single
easy.
form, you know, numbers.
I guess you have to prove income though.
Yeah. Well, you know, the reason why is so many people have used the system, they gotta have some stopgap there, of some sort.
Yeah. Anything for me? Okay. See ya.
Is your cardboard, was it ever
Still pretty
fixed?
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not dribbling much anymore, so maybe that was a short-term thing, whatever was sticky on there. It's not doing bad at all.
Used it all up, huh?
Yeah.
Does anybody got anything else right now?
I mean, like,
We'll recess.
okay, sure.
Thank you. take the full time of it.
Are you live here in town?
I live in Pratt. I'm the publisher of the Pratt Tribune, Kiowa County Signal, Barber County Index, and St. John News.
So
We haven't made a decision or anything yet, you just went ahead, we'll
Yeah,
pick that probably another week when we
We
do
do
all
the
that.
those resolutions next week. We do it the second Monday
Okay.
in January.
All right. On there, I did request that that bid is kept between us for now and,
Confidential.
yes.
all right.
Okay?
Thank you
Thank you
very
very
much.
much.
We'll recess.
On my desk, a sheet mark 3 pay papers, pay forms up here, with vouchers Friday.
Morning.
Morning. Morning.
Were they in with the vouchers?
Yeah. That's one thing I really have to figure out. I'll just get
You
it.
might see if Michelle has them. I don't know where they would be.
Okay.
Gentlemen, I just
Next.
wanted to come by and say hello. Katie, Harry Huntley with Kirk and Michael.
All right,
Good to see you over again.
we were just
How are
talking,
you this morning?
Good, how are you
Oh,
doing?
have a cold hand.
we were just talking about you about
Oh,
5
Lord,
minutes
I thought my
ago.
ears were burning. What'd I do wrong? Or what didn't I do that's wrong?
Well, we didn't see pocket counters.
Be right back, don't go there. I hope I've got some.
That's funny.
Recess.
I really just was up here and just stopped in to see if anybody had any questions or any comments, concerns. The only thing I really have to tell you is that we've got a meeting coming up with the state. They're gonna assess our expenditures for the ice storm response and see if we qualify to get reimbursed for that.
That's, I think your letter stated, you're looking at the department heads being there, like Phil's, he's gonna be there from the road department.
Yeah, he'll be here, it'll be him, me, we'll have the folks from the incorporated cities.
Townships, are they supposed to be there too, so?
Townships have been invited. I think that they're probably gonna assess, they're gonna know if they had any expenses or not, and they'll be here in accordance with if they think they need to or not. I know from one of the counties that already had a meeting that has a population of probably 3 times ours, maybe 4 times ours. They only had to come up with $70,000 worth of expenses. So I predict that we're gonna have to come up with about 20 or 25,000 just to qualify. And I think that we can probably do that pretty easy. So, anyway, it'll be, I think it's sometime this week. That's about it.
Okay.
So is that labor and wear and tear on machinery, fuel?
Yeah, machinery, hours, man hours. I think fuel's gonna factor in there, because we had a lot of towns that, like here in town, they ran the power plant, so they're burning natural gas to power the city. And so there's thought that they're not buying as much electricity off the grid at the same time, which cancels that out to a degree. But I checked with them and their costs are a lot higher, obviously, than burning natural gas.
Spatial adjustment.
So we're looking at if we can maybe factor that in as well. We'll have a lot more answers when they get down here, but I think it looks like a pretty good shot for us to get some of that back.
Okay.
City of Maxville's got to run a generator out there for the sewer plant.
Yeah.
And
I like that.
Troy said that was expensive.
Yeah, and hopefully we can get, we won't get it all this time like we did. The tornadoes got so much press that we almost got it all.
Mhm.
But I bet that we'll get just 75-25 this time. But considering the fact that, they could just say, we, hate it for you. But at least if we get something, I mean, to me, that's better. expecting nothing.
It's gonna dip into the budgets, a lot of these townships and counties around too, as far as.
Oh, yeah.
Well, a lot of the townships, I mean, took a big hit last year between the flooding and the tornadoes, so I think it'll be good.
I know the county's got a lot of extra time too, as far as with the icing out on the roofs and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, thanks.
All right, thanks.
Where do you people get your power in?
What time is that meeting?
Well, we get,
We're recessed,
Is it today?
we get,
adjourned,
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
we are adjourned.